Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SEN Podcast. This is episode 17. Damn, almost at 20.
Yeah, welcome back everyone. Yeah, only three more, but
That is 17 weeks of the podcast. Incredible.
it's going quick. Really quick actually.
I thought after the 8th episode, well, we were done. But not that. After 17. We're like,
Yeah.
we talked about all the topics we really want to talk about. What's the next move? But no, we're here. We always find the next move, right, Stephen?
Yeah, we'll find something to come on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So anyway, it's been a week now. Actually, it hasn't even been a week yet since Baby Beard, but yeah. It's still in my mind, the show though.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really hope High Entertainment does something again of that caliber. They usually do like conventions.
Oh yeah.
So their conventions are like, they had like the idol show stuff, and then they have like the artist market and stuff you can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I got a question, Stephen.
Yeah.
How do you deal with self-doubt? How do you deal with like self-criticism?
I guess everyone deals with it differently, but for me, I guess there's always times when I've self-doubted, but I guess the best way I've coped with it was with growing up. My parents had a lot of expectations. You know, like they it's always, I don't know, they're really Asian, but they're really whitewashed in a way.
Oh, so like Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of like
Sorry, Ken.
in terms of like, you gotta go to uni, get a degree, get a job, work under someone. And that's like just the standard because it's like kind of like society standards, but that was because it was normal back in the days to do that. Because inflation wasn't so fucked up compared to it is now. But they've always had that sort of expectations from me. So initially what I did was kind of just figure things out myself, see things I like to do. For example, of course, I did not like to study at all. I would never.
Never.
I don't know. Yeah, like I do like studying, but only on things that interest me.
I am exactly the same. If I have to be forced to study like I was in high school, gosh, I hated it. But now I study my free time, like astronomy, economics, psychology. Yeah, I enjoy studying in my free time.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's always when you're forced to do something you don't like it, but when you do it out of interest, then it just makes it a lot more enjoyable. So in terms of doubt, I've always just done things that I believe is enjoyable for me. And I guess I tend to not doubt myself in that regards, so long as I'm enjoying it. But obviously there are times when you won't be enjoying things that you do. I guess a lot of it, an example of it would be if you go to work, and your boss gets you to do tasks that are not enjoyable. Sometimes there are things where it's out of your control. So the best way would be to look for a coping mechanism. So it wouldn't be doubt that you'll be coping with. It'll be just things that kind of don't go your way, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So
see where
because
you're coming from.
like everything just it doesn't go according to plan. Like life never goes according to plan.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So instead of doubt, it's like you look past doubt. So instead of doubting, you figure out something else that can replace that. Yeah, so for example, myself as a personal skill, because my parents doubted me. Well, they had expectations of me, and I was doubting myself that I would never get a good job, won't be successful, and obviously, it dawns on you over time. But what I did was, okay, I took a step back, looked outside, looked at ways where, they would see that I'm not a failure. So what I did was pretty much get into customer service, kind of build from the ground up, and I wiggled my way into a government role previously. So it's not impossible. Obviously, you will have doubts along the way, and the good things don't happen overnight. So yeah, and obviously once I've discussed to my parents that I've been in a government role before, they've kind of never expected anything from me since then. And obviously I've never really doubted myself from then on as well. You know, good things never happen overnight. It takes a lot of time. Even now, I'm still figuring things out in my life as well. So, but is there anything specifically that you think there's doubt on your end, or it's just in general?
I'm actually pretty good when it comes to decision making. I trust myself a lot to make good decisions, fast, quick reactions, and that's saved me numerous times. My quick thinking and decision making. My self-doubt comes from self-image and who I think I have to be.
Yeah.
I don't like comparing myself to others. I think everyone lives their own beautiful, unique lives in whatever way they want. But because my perfectionist nature, and you have your dreams, your ambitions and that, and to not be where you want to be, it really makes me doubt myself and my abilities. I hear people say stuff about me like all the time, like, "Oh, Nova, you're smart. Nova, you're this and that." I'm like, yeah, but I just don't feel it. Like, when I was in film school, my dream was to make music videos in Korea. Obviously, that didn't come to fruition for numerous reasons and that. But I guess my doubt really started coming after dating that one ex I talked about when Poppy was on. Yeah, because of the abuse in that relationship and the constant throwing of insults. Like, you knew me in high school. You knew I was pretty egotistical and that arrogant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it all changed after I dated that woman,
Yeah.
I just want to think, like, where my life would have been if I made different choices. But you can't really think back on that now. That's the past. That's already happened. The timeline's gonna move anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like we can go back in time and undo certain choices. But what really threw me off from progressing where I want to go was my mental health. And I was like thinking, like, this year, like, what if I decided to get help earlier on in my life? In those times back when I was 18, 19, when I was like really struggling, what if I actually reached out instead of, you know, being stuck like, oh, I can help myself kind of ways? Like, what if I went to therapy earlier in my life? What if I went to a psychologist? What if I started medication earlier? Like, there's just so many questions. Like, would I have been more successful at university if I really, you know, went and admitted I needed help and went to see someone, instead of thinking like, oh, just push through, just push through. Like, it's okay to admit that you need help, but now I have like all this self-doubt, like what if you didn't have like this mental health issues you got? Where would I be now? Like, and I feel stuck because I feel like I'm defined by my mental health. So yeah, my self-doubt really comes from like my image of myself. Like, I feel like you did this to yourself. That's what I tell myself. Like, this is your fault. When I know from the people I've talked to, my therapist, my psychiatrists, my parents, like, they're like, it's not your fault you have these they use the word disabilities or, you know, mental health issues. But I feel like it's my fault because it's my body and I made choices, you know, in my arrogance, and I feel like I screwed myself over. But that's the thing about depression and that and other things. Like, it's not like I had control over that, and I was just in a moment of my life where getting help felt like I was weak.
It's like when you feel like you've reached rock bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up. But in that aspect, obviously we've all hit rock bottom before, and we've all had all these different feelings before as well. I think usually it kind of goes two ways. When you hit rock bottom, it's like it's either you check out and you don't want to be here anymore, or you check out and then everything just escalates. So it's either you go up or you just stay there. So depending on which way you kind of want to look at it or which way you want to go, I think that's, looking for inspiration or motivation is the best way to go if you want to go up.
Okay. Yeah. Like, is it wrong to feel like my life I dreamt of is over and it's no longer achievable, and I just have to accept the reality of what I live in now?
I think not. There's a lot of opportunities and a lot of ways to win in life. It really depends on what you want to achieve as well. Is there anything specific that that you want to achieve?
Honestly, it's just real happiness that isn't reliant on other people. That's the goal right now, to find my own happiness where I don't have to seek happiness through other people. I don't know, is that wrong? I
No.
feel like in a way it's okay to be happy with others. But what I really want to learn is to be happy by myself, even in the loneliness.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give an example for that. Um, when let's say when you're seeking validation,
Mm,
you kind of expect validation from other people, right? Because obviously it's harder to validate yourself.
yeah.
So you kind of seek it. So you outsource it. But outsourcing it is a lot easier than getting it from yourself, from inside.
That's true.
For example, us in Australia, we don't have very, like we like to import a lot of things, a lot of products like fuel, for example, or petrol. We like to import that because it's better and it's a lot easier to import that rather than trying to dig up our own oil rigs and you know make oil ourselves here. It's a lot easier to outsource. But as an example, when COVID hit, right, no one could go anywhere. Everything was stuck. So therefore, it's like when shit goes south, the only person that can help you is yourself.
Mm. I hear what you're saying, but sorry, I'm just thinking a bit.
Yeah, no, but it's easier said than it is done, of course. Um, a lot of internal battles that you kind of have to go through, and a lot of thinking you have to kind of process as well. Um, but for me, I like to set goals. Because when I set goals, it gives me the motivation and the drive to kind of push towards, and so it gives me something to look forward to. Rather than if you don't set any goals or you don't have anything to kind of pursue, you kind of just sit there and think about things.
Yeah. Like, you and me, and I've told Ken about it, we have this project that we're gonna start working on.
Yeah.
Without talking about what it actually is yet. But I almost told you, like, oh, just forget it, this is stupid, let's not go for it. Because I was like having like so much down, like, do I really have the ability to organize this, to make this come to fruition? Yeah, like, I know as a team we can get it done, but my self-doubt, it almost sabotaged it, because I'm like, what if I'm not good enough, What if I can't do what's necessary for the project? And like, this happens a lot. Like, I know I'm like good at decision making, like this podcast came out of decision making and that. And there's a lot of other stuff that has came out of my decision making that has led to good things happening in my life. But when it comes to like me wanting to prove myself to myself, not to others, I always fall back into my bad habits of self-sabotage, self-deprecation, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very oh, there was something I was looking into that was very interesting the other day, and I think this might help you as well. It was something called like, something in regards to the rich people's mind. And the guy on YouTube was kind of going on about like how, like even if they may not be rich yet, they kind of brainwash themselves. They brainwash themselves to think that way. I until they, they succeed in what they're doing. For example, because they want to be rich so badly that they start brainwashing themselves, and eventually, once they start brainwashing themselves, they start to pick up habits and they start to do things that are, beyond and outside of their character, to pick up until the point where they become what they actually want to be, and in that case is being rich. And that's not just an example, it's kind of like you kind of fake it till you make it. That's like the best words that pretty much describes the situation. You just fake it till you make it. So you kind of self-brainwash until you do something about it. For example, once I had a look at that, I kind of thought to myself, oh, okay, so that really makes a lot of sense to me, right? Because as an example from my life's experience, obviously, the situation between me and my current girlfriend, when she broke up with me, right? She brainwashed herself. So you could pretty much say that she brainwashed herself to break up with me, because it doesn't just start off like, oh yeah, you're just gonna up and leave. It builds up like over time. So it starts off small. So let's say, as an example, I'm not the type of person to give compliments to her, right? And then it builds up from there, and let's say I don't open the door for her, like the car door for her, right? It builds up from there. And it's like when I don't do something minor, it just keeps building up and it stacks on top of each other until it stacks on top like Tetris, right? It keeps stacking all the way up, and then it reaches a certain point that it's got to come back down, right? So then they start stacking on the side to break down the blocks, and that's when everything comes crumbling down. So you brainwash yourself over time, until you reach the very top. So it does make sense, like you just keep brainwashing yourself until you get there. And even now I'm thinking of using that method to brainwash myself to give me some sort of motivation to kind of achieve what I want to do, which is I go to work, and I'm going to be working 8 or in this case I'm going to be working from 10 to 7, because I'll be working 9-hour days, but then I'll have every second Friday off, and I'm going to brainwash myself that every second Friday I use that day as a day to kind of learn like a learning curve to kind of learn how to day trade. Because obviously the markets and stocks and stuff runs a lot better on weekdays. But yeah, that's just an example of like.
Okay.
But it makes sense, hey? It does, like when you think about it.
You know what that's called in psychology, Stephen? It's called CBT. We talked about it. Cognitive behavior therapy.
It's
not brainwashing. It's positive reinforcement. That's the word we use.
There we go. Okay, now we got the that's the psychological term for it.
Okay, but surprisingly, my psychiatrist actually recommended something similar, not CBT, but delusional confidence. That's the best way to put it.
Yep.
He's like, I was telling him, like, oh, sometimes I go into an alter ego where it's the confident Nova, it's the outgoing Nova. I put myself in a completely different mindset. I become a completely different persona, so I'm able to do things that normal Nova wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
And he told me, oh, that's an actual thing we teach.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but can I always be that alter ego? What if I become that alter ego? Like,
I think it depends, hey, on the type of person you are.
No.
Obviously,
okay.
Like I kind of use that. kind of like, it's like in everyday life. Yeah, when you go to socialize with a group of friends and stuff, say you go out, um, you have a different personality and you become the person that the person that's going out with your friends, compared to when you're staying at home. You're by yourself in your own personal comfort. You become a different person, like then as well.
Yeah. Like, you saw me around the idols last week. Like, is that the Nova like, at all?
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, it's very like, yeah, but it's a Nova that I like.
Yeah.
So
My worry was always like, people have known me for like a certain amount of time. They've known normal Nova. Would people actually like my alter ego? That, like, oh, Nova just had a sudden jump in confidence and ego. Nova's suddenly acting like a completely different person. Like, do people actually want that?
Yes.
It's the self-doubt.
I would say,
Yeah.
I would say definitely. Let's say, for example, there's a lot of there was a lot of like, growing up in high school.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dickheads in high school. Yeah, like there's those ones that would disrupt the teacher in class, or disrupt the class, and like we wouldn't fucking get anywhere during that period. And when they kind of matured and they kind of like changed, obviously they're still the same person, but they kind of changed to kind of fit in the settings, so like a classroom setting. They became more approachable, and they started getting more friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, high school. Okay. I want my confidence from high school, but less of a dickhead.
I think that's achievable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, man. Yeah, it makes me scared to start new things sometimes, because my expectations of myself are, you have to be good from the start, which is impossible. No one's good from the start.
Oh yeah.
Like, something I've been learning is just have fun with things. Back when I used to play Super Smash Bros, with Eric and that, like, I was playing seriously. Like, when I practice, I'll go all out. When I was playing, just on the couch, just for what Eric would consider fun, I'll be going all out. And Eric, after one match, he's like, dude, you just gotta calm down. It's not that serious. Just try and have some fun with it. I'm like, but my fun is winning.
Yeah.
And then over time, I started to learn to have fun. Like, Ken used to hold karaoke nights, and I remember when I first joined, and I was absolutely terrible at singing. I'm still not that good, but I'm better than I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just learned to have fun singing karaoke. I realized you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be this opera house level singer, this sold out show level singer. Just enjoy it because you like singing. Just play games because you want to have fun. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
So when I would play Valorant, I would just be goofy, I wouldn't try hard like I used to in Call of Duty when I was trying to go pro in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe it's time for a revamp of Nova. I can be fun, I can be goofy, but confident, and really be that. Like, maybe this confidence is my real self, but my self-doubt is what's holding me back from the confidence.
Yeah.
So what I really need to work on is, hey, this self-doubt is gonna be there, but it doesn't define you.
Yes. Exactly that.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a try. Well, I shouldn't say maybe. I will give it a try.
You will do it, and you
Yeah,
will succeed.
saying maybe is the self-doubt. Oh, maybe I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do it. Yeah. That's better
Yeah,
phrasing.
There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, I don't know if you knew, but for like the last 3 or so years, I identified as non-binary.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the start of this year, I decided I wanted to take back my masculinity.
Yeah.
So I started going back to he, him pronouns instead of they, them.
Oh, yeah. I remember when you changed previously. But
I did that because I just doubted my masculinity. Because I grew up in a very patriarchal home.
Yeah.
Meaning like the men are in charge and the women listen.
Yeah.
And oh, you go.
Do you think that you kind of like switched because do you think that you switched because you wanted to fit in as well, or?
I'll go into detail now.
Yeah.
My reason for going for non-binary pronouns in the first place was because I hated myself as a man.
Yeah.
The way I was raised in that patriarchal home and the standards I had on myself just because I was born male was very tough on me, and it has induced trauma for myself.
Yeah.
My expectations of who I had to be a man and what standards I had to keep as a man like really hurt me. And in a way, me becoming or identifying as non-binary was a way to hide from it, to escape it.
Yeah.
I thought if I'm non-binary, then I won't have these expectations of what people think a man has to be anymore.
Yeah.
What my father thinks a man has to be. You know?
Yeah.
I thought if I'm non-binary, then I can, you know, be myself and don't have to worry about these labels of what a man has to be.
Yeah.
But this year, I decided to reclaim my masculinity. And what I mean by that is, I said, fuck everyone who tells me what a man has to be. I'm gonna redefine what being a man is for myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna redefine my masculinity, and my masculinity is gonna be my own thing. And screw anyone who tells me that it's wrong or right. Like, this is my version of masculinity, and I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Like, I want to be gentle and kind and helpful. I want to be a leader. I want to help others, you know, improve the world in even a small way. Like, I remember my teenagers years, I had what people define as toxic masculinity. Like, I was quick to violence. I was, you know, I thought I had to dominate others. I thought I had to stand above others, you know?
Yeah.
I thought I had to rule with an iron fist. Because that's kind of how I was raised.
Yeah.
One of my dad's sayings was, this isn't a democracy, this is a dictatorship. And you'll do what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I had to unlearn a lot of things. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to identify as non-binary, because I just wanted to hide and escape the person I thought I was going to become.
Yeah.
I saw how men were talked about and treated in this current world.
Yeah.
Especially since I passed as a straight white male. Yeah, like if people saw me in real life, people who haven't met me yet, you'll be like, oh, this guy's a straight line male for sure. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's just one of the reasons why I did it, because I thought I could escape my past by doing it as well.
Yeah.
Because I have messed up a lot in the past. I thought, oh, if I do this, then I have a fresh start, right? Like, maybe this horrible image I have of myself as a man, because even at a point, I hated having a male body. You know? Like, sometimes I have thoughts like, oh, I wish I could be a cute girl, you know? Maybe life would be better then, you know?
Even sometimes I think like that too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But,
As a straight Asian male, sometimes I think that way too, but
like, I genuinely thought, like, my life would have been so much better if I was just born a woman. A girl.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll never transition her because I'll be ugly as fuck, you know? Imagine me trying to dress as a girl. I mean, okay, that came out a little transphobic, but you have to understand this is coming from trauma, guys. Anyone who's listening. But
yeah, but I think it's good taking back what you've once left behind.
yeah, like I just chose non-binary because if I wanted like the pity from becoming a trans girl, then that's kind of fucked up, but you know what I mean. It would have never worked. I would have been ugly as shit. Imagine me. I grow facial hair in a single day. I can shave and I'll already have stubble by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like 6 feet tall. I got a very masculine presenting face. Like, it wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah.
As much as I wish I could be a cute small girl, unfortunately I was born in this body. But fortunately I am in control of it and I can learn to love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one of the things is as well, like what you said, you know, you want to shape yourself up to be masculine in your own way. And I see this a lot, yeah. Obviously, you know, you're due to your dad's dictatorship kind of way of trying to shape up a man or make a man out of you is obviously backfired on him.
He has...
You know, like what if you took all his words in and became what he wanted you to become? Do you think you'd be proud of what you'd become in that sense, rather than who you are now?
If I continued my path I was on in high school and didn't go through a journey of self-discovery, finding Buddhism and so on,
yeah,
I don't know what my life would have been like, but I would have been the person I am now wouldn't have enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I chose to live. I chose to leave my parents' religion.
Yeah.
I think I became a better person because of it. My parents think opposite. They think all my problems now are because I left the church.
Oh,
that's another topic entirely.
damn.
They're like, you seem unhappier outside of the church. And then I told them the messed up things that happened to me inside the church, and I told them I was never really happy in the church. I admitted to them straight, I was never happy as a member of your church. Like, me appearing less happy has more to do with my declining mental health. There's a lot of reasons for it, but yeah, I don't fault the decision I made, and I think the decision I made was the best choice I could have made for myself.
Yeah.
And I don't regret leaving the church at all.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, but
like, you know, good that you're taking it into your own hands, because I've seen a lot of different types of masculinity out there. Like you sometimes see like the most dangerous looking masculine bikey kind of guy, with a full grown beard and everything. Looks really masculine, looks unapproachable, looks scary. But in his backpack he's got a little cute kitten or something, or he's holding like a goat or something, a cute little baby goat, and it's like,
Okay, be real. And this is just based on my appearance. If you saw me, do I look like the kind of guy that would go to like idol shows and all that?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. So,
Like, yeah, you saw the crowd at idol shows.
Yeah, exactly. Like, looking at a lot of the other people, I would expect, oh yeah, they seem like the type to go. But like, Nova himself, you wouldn't really expect. But hey, everyone is really different. Everyone comes in all shapes and sizes, and everyone is interested in something different.
Like,
yeah.
I've been told the opposite, but from personal experience, do I come off intimidating? Like, if you speak to me, obviously not. But appearance-wise, because I've had the struggles a bit with talking to people the first time. I feel like people feel awkward when they talk to me the first time.
Yeah, I think I don't. As well, in terms of just like appearance, yeah, a little bit, but
yeah,
not too much. Not too much.
Do I just have to smile more?
There. I don't know. Everyone's got a resting face, so it's hard to tell. Like, it's really hard to tell. Like a lot of people that they look unapproachable are really approachable. And even like myself, like when I've told you and when I've mentioned on the podcast before that some girls may think that I'm scary or unapproachable, and it's like, what, bro? I'm chill. It's like, but everyone thinks differently as well. Some people think that you're really approachable, and obviously some people don't. So I guess everyone's got different opinions. Things like that.
I guess it's hard for either of us to answer that question because we just know each other for so long.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine like meeting them for the first time, because I met you for the first time technically when you're like 6 years old. So
yeah.
And then back in high school again.
Yeah. But yeah, we can save that question for Ken. We can ask him because it was his first time meeting me, and then we can also ask him when how he thought about you when you guys first met up as well in person.
Ken, if you get this far into the podcast, if you're watching this episode, just drop us a DM in Discord.
Yeah.
And tell us your first impressions of both of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I just want to be an approachable person. So in a way, I've been studying other people, like what makes someone approachable. Because you met Kate, right? Kate from Amy's. Yeah. A very approachable person, right?
Yeah.
She's tall, she's like 5'10", but very approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just yeah, I got goals.
Yeah, what do you?
Yeah, goals to work to.
Specific? Obviously there's a lot, but like, is there one that like kind of trumps the rest?
I got a serious answer and I got like a meme answer.
Yeah.
The main answer is like obviously get into a relationship.
Yeah.
Not that that's the most important thing you should have in your life, because that's just cringe. Getting into a relationship be the most important aspect of your life.
No, I think in my opinion, I don't think it's cringe. I think it's I think it's it's a goal that everyone should have when they reach a certain point in their life. I'll give you an example real quick. Like, you're a successful guy. Say maybe you're in your late 30s or you're in your early 40s, right? And you're really successful and you own your own company. And what else is there left to do but look for a relationship as your next goal? Right? So it's like everyone's in a certain point in their life where something means a lot more than what it means to someone else. So it could be one of the things that could shape you up to be a lot better and shape you up to give you more motivation to achieve your other goals as well. Hence why I don't think it's cringe, but in a way it's funny. Hence why obviously you said it was like a kind of like a meme.
Meme answer, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's good. It's good.
God, it reminds me of Chris Chan. Okay, just a little context. Chris Chan, he used to put up like posters around his local shopping mall.
Yeah.
Saying, I'm looking for a boyfriendless girl. And he put all his requirements down. I'm like, this is so funny. Well, I'm gonna start hanging out brochures. Hi, I'm Nova. That's why you should date me.
Yeah. These are my good aspects. These are my bad aspects. Please date me.
Oh gosh. My serious answer though is find something to become successful at. Find something that will bring you joy and make you feel like you succeeded in life for once in your life. That's what I'm looking for. I want something that's for me. I don't want to work a dead-end job. I don't want to work a job I hate.
Yeah.
I just want to be successful in something,
Yeah. But with that being said as well, there's a lot of sacrifices that go into it. Obviously, we all don't want to work a job we don't enjoy doing, but sometimes you have to make those kind of like sacrifices to get to where you want to be.
Definitely.
So yeah, sometimes you got to do the dirty work, and yeah, so it's how life is.
See,
you gotta do what you don't want to do sometimes.
That's the thing though, I have a way to earn a good amount of money, but it's the morals behind it that is the problem. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, what my brother does.
Yeah, I see, yeah. The morals behind it, yeah. I think, yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people tend to do as well. And, obviously later on in the track, you kind of think back and you think back, obviously, and you think that it wasn't good. You won't be very proud of it, of course. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get by, but even if you do, we're not disclosing any sort of information on here. But even if you do, I think, it's good. It's good in a way, but it's also bad in a way as well. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. If the economy gets too bad, I might have to do it, but for now, I'm holding off.
Honestly, at that point, if it gets that bad, I think we're both gonna be doing it.
Yeah. If anyone's interested, just DM me. I'll help you get started. I know a few connections.
Yeah, honestly, like in that aspect, I've got a few connections myself as well. We could potentially open up our own business eventually.
It's the last resort for me. I know the issues that come with being in that field. Believe me.
Yeah, we know it. We live in.
We live it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope there's like a couple of people who are just completely clueless on what we're talking about.
I sure hope so. But we're kind of hinting it too. So if you guys get the memo, just have a laugh as well, guys. Hey, we can't be the only two that are thinking about doing it too, guys. Come on, you guys. I know you guys aren't too innocent yourself. So.
I'm just saying we have a prime market here.
Yeah, we got a prime market. That's right. True.
It's very tempting. Not
Yeah,
gonna
we got a good, nice, easy foundation out here, guys.
I'll do a more fun, safer option first.
Yeah. Obviously, there's the higher end, in that as well. Yeah, but a lot of the people that actually do it, they stay very low key about it. So.
Okay, enough about that one. All right. Thank you, Steven. This was a great talk.
That's good. It's good. Yeah. What should we do for the next podcast? If you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys want to see anything, out of context, or anything at all, feel free to just hit us up or drop a comment. We can do a lot of things. Obviously, it has to be legal. Otherwise, we won't be posting it on here, guys. So yeah, guys, feel free. we're pretty open to doing almost anything.
Yeah, drop a topic, drop a question. Ask to be a guest on the podcast. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. That's what the SEN podcast is. But guys, if you guys are having any issues with mental health as well, obviously see a professional, or feel free to talk to amateurs like us. We'll be able to give our opinion on things as well. But obviously we're not professionals, so yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. We will not be posting an episode next week. I will not be home. But yeah, this is the SEN Podcast signing out.
See you guys.